Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting. I think Sierra can do it. It's just like you said, she's not to combine with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get a combo.
So somebody else that I'd say is, I mean, I didn't have it on here. Is Drake hip hop or is he pop? I was saying that Drake could perform at the Super Bowl halftime show because he's pop. If we want to have a pop artist, the big debate. Mos Def came out and answered a question that we knew his answer was going to be. As soon as I saw the tagline, saw it was Mos Def being interviewed, and I saw that the question beforehand in the preview, I knew what his answer was beforehand. Now, he took it to another level with the extras talking about threatening Target. Now that was funny.
Excuse.
I didn't know he was gonna say all that. He's like, you're at Target. I'm like, oh shit.
I mean, that's that Walgreens where Walgreens be jamming. So sorry.
Snooks do too.
Yeah. So, is Drake pop? I'll let you go first, Scott.
I must say, yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm gonna say, yeah, he's pop.
Stacey.
All right. So hip hop, right? Was like 5 elements of hip hop. So it is four. Is it 4? Because I've always thought it was 5. And then if you look it up, depending on like some things say 4, some things say 5, something said 6. And I'm like, nah, you making up shit. Now y'all just making up.
You might say the 5th was what, fashion? Because it's
no. So all right, so 5. 5 would be, so 5 is DJing or turntabling, MCing, breakdancing, graffiti, and then beatboxing.
Oh, I never like. Yeah, I've never heard anybody say beatboxing that much. Wow. Okay. Interesting.
Right. So those are the 5 elements of hip hop, right? And I'm sure KRS-One is going to correct me, but if that's the case, then as a rapper, as someone who raps and MCs, and as an MC, you should be able to control the crowd. You are the master of ceremonies. I believe that Drake is able to do that. I don't think he'd be breakdancing. I don't think he graffiti, beatboxing, all that stuff. But hey, none of the rappers of today do that anyway. Yeah. So while we are we can argue about what's real hip hop and what's not, but I feel like he is a rapper. Does he epitomize hip hop? For all intents and purposes, yes. And there's something that I read, and I actually had to copy and paste it because it was really interesting what they said. So when it comes to what pop music is, right? So pop, pop is supposed to be short for essentially popular music, right?
Music.
And it characteristic of pop music include an aim of appealing to a general audience rather than to a particular subculture or ideology, and an emphasis on craftsmanship rather than formal artistic qualities. That was interesting to me, just the idea of you're trying to appeal to the masses rather than a specific genre. So if we're going to talk about Drake being pop, Drake creates music that will appeal to a larger audience rather than one specific genre, one specific demographic. But then what does this thing say? It said, pop music is more conservative than other music genres such as folk, blues, country, and tradition. Many pop songs do not contain themes of resistance, opposition, or political themes, rather focusing more on love and relationships. Therefore, pop music does not challenge its audiences socially and does not cause political activism. So this guy who was a music sociologist also said that the main purpose of pop music is to create revenue. It is not a medium of free articulation of the people. Instead, pop music seeks to supply the nature of personal desire and achieve the instant empathy with cliche personalities, stereotypes,
Drake is pop then.
Drama that appeals to listeners. It is.
Hey, you gave us the university answer of Drake is definitely
the sad hip hop song.
Yeah, it is mostly about how much revenue.
Read the last part again, Stacey, with the part where it says the part where he wears a costume or whatever it was.
Right. So the main purpose of pop music is to create revenue. Right, that is very important. And it says, wait a minute. So it is not a medium of free articulation of the people. Instead, pop music seeks to supply the nature of personal desire and achieve the instant empathy with cliche personalities, stereotypes, and melodrama that appeals to listeners. It is mostly about how much revenue pop music makes for record companies. So while I'm arguing that Drake is hip hop, he's not pop. This is fucking exactly what every Drake album is.
Yes.
And again, the person who stated this, because who is he is a British musicologist. His name is Simon Frith. And that is what he said. And like I said, when I saw that, I was like, oh, I got to copy and paste that because that's just good. If that doesn't describe a Drake album, or just even the idea with pop music, right? We're like, there have been people who've been saying right now with the war going on with Israel and Palestine, and how Drake hasn't said one word. He hasn't said anything about it. And
Drake ain't said nothing about nothing.
He's never said anything about anything, because pop music does not inspire resistance and social activism, because it has to appeal to the masses. You can't be offensive to the masses. You have to be
kind of like
to be able to get everyone.
So I guess when Michael Jackson was doing "We Are the World" with everybody,
but then when he did "They Don't Care About Us," that was only played on BET.
Yep. Yeah, because there were some choice words that he used, and there was a slur in there.
He said the Jew me, the sue me.
Yeah. Well, so
there was another one was kike me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. So all of those, like all of that stuff. So again, pop music doesn't give those themes of resistance and opposition and political themes. They focus on love and relationships.
And he loves to do that. He loves it.
Drake is for the girls.
Accepted so much. He is, and I'm sorry for any of y'all that grew up in North County. Y'all, they're the North County kids that always wanted to come back to the North Side and let everybody know how hood they still were.
Because your grandma stayed on the West Side.
Park.
Right. But that's how I feel Drake is. And I'm not saying this North County you don't have any. I'm just saying Drake gives you Barrington Downs 92 going back over on Lillian.
Yeah.
He wants everybody over there to accept him, but he wants to be able to stay out there and still drive his mom brand
it's
new.
Like you went to the Cardinal Ritter that's up off Grand, but you want everybody to think you went to one on Thekla.
Nah.
Yeah.
Like, that's not. You weren't there. You wasn't on Thekla. You wasn't there.
You wasn't on Thekla. You didn't ride that 41 Lee.
You wasn't on that bus.
But he wants to accept it so bad, though. That's the thing that somewhat probably rubs people the wrong way, is that he wants to be in the circles of hip hop culture, but he is pop. Like he's mad about Mos Def disrespecting him. Don't get it twisted. He wants to be respected by them cats. It burns him that nobody thinks he's lyrically in the top 5. That is like the people he likes and respects.
Cause just like if when Joe Budden said what he said, he said like your music's never matured. You still rapping the 25-year-olds.
And you're 40, Drake. You're almost 40.
Right. You're like you have to evolve. Like period. Like you can't, for longevity, you just cannot continue to talk about the exact same thing. Just even if you're just a singer, if you're just a regular singer.
Yeah, you gotta go through the heartbreak. And
you gotta look at some point. Like, how many times has your heart been broken, girl? Like, you need. Like, I need
Summer Walker every time.
Where's the therapy album at? Right? Like, even we all loved Sad Mary, but when we liked Happy Mary too. So it's like there was that difference when she was in love or felt a certain way. We can't just sit around and be depressed.
That's a good point, Stacey. With Mary, that actually saved her career getting married to a certain extent. Because it was getting kind of the same, like, damn, this is 3 albums you being fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, and then when you did that Wanna Be With You album.
Yeah, with Happy Mary, there are people who were like, oh, no, I don't like, they didn't want Happy Mary. And I remember there was an interview, she said, she was like, there are fans that I'm going to lose and there are fans I'm going to gain.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But she was able to keep both of them at some point.
Yeah. That's it. And then you just get to the point where we just gonna rock with whatever Mary gonna do. So like, hell with Adele. Like Adele was heartbroken and shit, and then she has a divorce, and we was like, oh nigga, we gonna get an album. But now she
got Rich Paul.
Right. Well, now she like, so now she's possibly married again. I think that's they are married now.
Yeah, they got married.
So who knows what the next album's gonna be? But I'm excited to like
it's gonna be called Love and Basketball.
New album called Love Under New Management. I'm with it.
Love Under New Management. Hey, and this is something that why aren't and maybe it is, maybe it's not. I feel artists of our day did a lot more collaborations with older artists.
Yeah,
like deliberately, like when like Aretha Franklin did that song "Roses of Rose" with all those other women, Lauryn Hill, Faith Evans, was it? I think it was Shirley Price. Like deliberate things where it's like, oh, I'm finna James Brown working with Full Force. Like, I mean, where they
Roger working with Tupac.
yeah,
where they like deliberately. I don't understand why somebody like Adele wouldn't do Love Under New Management with what's her name that did that?
Mickey Howard
and do it with her. It's a duet.
All right. Let me say this. I think
you remake everything else in movies.
I'll say this. Adele would make the call. I think that if that was suggested to Adele, if somebody said that to Adele, they'll be like, okay. Because Adele loves that music anyway. Yeah. So Adele would be like, okay, bring it on. Like, where's she at? Like, she'd be excited to do it.
I'm surprised an artist like a Usher or someone at a high level. I have a cheat code. What if you just did a duet with every one of your favorite artists for 12 tracks and made an album?
Hasn't somebody done that?
Well, Frankie Beverly and Maze did it, but they didn't sing none of the songs. Well, they just had people redo all their songs.
I know Gerald and Eddie, there was a father and son album.
But I'm talking about Usher do a song with Charlie Wilson, then he do a song with
different artists.
You know what I'm
Bobby Brown on another one, then do another one with a duet with Deborah Cox or whoever, and it's just a whole album like that.
I'm with you. I think what I'm thinking is that there'll be an artist who will do, so I'm thinking like Lady Gaga. She did like that album with Tony Bennett, but it's just her and Tony fucking Bennett the whole time versus I get to sing these songs with these people.
Right, like, a compilation. I mean, maybe it's a money thing too. Like, damn, it's gonna be chopped up like a mug.
It's possibly money, it's possibly ego, and it's more than likely who owns the rights. Because don't nobody own shit.
Oh yeah, because then you getting into Marv Levy and all them kind of cats that own
the like, man, they wrote this. Because I remember
who wrote it, who's gonna like, who has the right, who has the masters to their stuff. Like, so that would probably be the bigger issue, but it's not that it can't happen. It's just you just have to figure out the songs. Like there are enough songs available for him to do it. Is what I'll say.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do a thing like, hey, here go 150 R&B songs. Who own their masters, or at least own 60-70% of their that song, and give them back to me, and then we'll choose from them people.
Who own your masters? Holla at me. Let me see if I like any of your music.
But I think I like Usher duets. Like, I think that would be it'd be cool.
Or even if it was all women with him duetting, if he just wanted to kind of
exactly. Like, so duets, like, so you said Deborah Cox, like him doing, if he did Can't Be Friends with Deborah Cox, or if
hey, this cool ass Scott from the I Love 90s Music podcast. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like it on the SOLC Network. You finna get all the real deal on the 90s, the 2000s, and the splash of that 80s. Do it right now, man. And I'll be your friend.